Hi, it's me, Silver the Wack. Did you miss me? Of course not, like... Wasn't there a song like that? Do I miss myself? Oh, it was by BTS. In case anyone recognizes that little keychain thing, yeah. I like BTS. You can absolutely trash them. You can say that their music sucks. I'm not that kind of fan of anything, ever. Like, I can promise you that. with my whole heart, it's fine. You can trash anything that I love, as long as it's not, my family. Then that's different. But if it's a piece of media, then doesn't matter. Like, tastes. I like buttholes. Everyone has their own. And maybe things that I like are things that you don't like. And things that you like are things that I don't like. Will I say that those things are trash to your face? No. Why would I do that? But I know that some people rather, not all people, obviously. Some people get really upset when something that they love is criticized in any way. And that's just not me. And I mean something, not someone, because that's different. Let me pause for a second. Here I am, pausing so that the noise in the background isn't picked up by the microphone. This isn't a professional microphone, it's just the camera's microphone. It's good enough for me. And the sound quality is pretty clear, so yeah, that's fine. The coffee's still warm. Maybe you can see that it's still steaming. Yeah. It's still nice. It's still. So yeah, I made another amigurumi. It's a turtle. It's very glowy because the light is white and the yarn is also white. It's not perfect by any means. Like, maybe if I pull it up close, it's easier to see the mistakes. Yeah, the legs are not correctly positioned, and this bit over here is kind of wonky. Let me pause again. Oh, let's go. There's noise. Over here, like it's the green went over the white. I mean, I could technically fix that, but I don't really feel like it. It's fine. We called it Bertie. Bertie the Turkey. Yeah. That's my third sea creature. Or fourth, rather, because I made 2 of the jellyfish. I think this one was called Patricia. This one was James. And this is Blue Hosa Hai. And it's a shark. Yeah, it's inspired by the Blue Hai shark. We have an eagle, the wonky cat, the cursed bear, and Patricia and James. Now we have Bertie the Turkey. I already had a turtle. This one is extremely old, and it does have safety eyes. I just noticed. These are safety eyes. Those are not safety eyes. Those are just pom-poms that I sewed in. This is a paperweight. It's full of, I assume, sand. Because over the years, there was a hole that I fixed. It was right here. Like, it's obviously noticeable. And some grain started pouring out, so I assume it's just regular sand that they filled it with to make a paperweight. Yeah, that's what I made crochet wise. I've started this thing. It's not the top that I want to do, and I haven't continued my friend's bag thing yet, because I'm not very confident in my lining skills, like the whole sewing process. With the face mask, like, since it was for myself, I didn't really mind that it was kind of wonky. And it was just a test, and it turned out terrifying. But it just gave me a general idea of how lining in the round feels like. And yeah, it's not very easy, and I don't really have safety pins, so or clamps. I mean, what I could do was like tack it down with some yarn and then sew it. That's an option, but I still will have to like cut the some bits in the round bits, some bits in the round bits, yeah, just to be able to fold it right, and then sew it as best as I can, since I will have to do the lining by hand, since I don't have a sewing machine. Like, we have a sewing machine, but it's an old school one, like a very old one. It's a Singer one, and it's like one of those museum pieces. I suppose that if they try to sell it, maybe someone will pick it up and pay some good money for it, depending on who it was, because they are still relatively common items that people have. So it's more like a heirloom, like something that's just there that belonged to my grandma. And it's not working because it will need someone, some sort of expert to come in and fix it, basically. Yeah, I started this. I'm not sure if I will have to line this thing as well, because it's supposed to be a pencil case as well, and it has holes. I don't really. I just wanted a fun pattern for a pencil case, and this person gave me another one that looked like this. This one is lined. Like, the lining is very rudimentary, because I made it and kept it to put my things inside, but I had to line it, otherwise things just kept falling out of it. Yeah. Do we want to do the breathing exercises? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we're getting to 10 minutes, so yeah, for once the oh gosh, oh no, it's crashing, it's crashing. Sorry. Okay. Okay, come on, be nice, be nice. Which one do we need? Let's get one. Let's get the D748 one. This one.
Relax and get comfortable. Focus on your breathing. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. 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 Well done.
And you too. God, I needed this. I really needed this. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Why am I being recommended some video by someone called Oh No Nina? Did I subscribe to this person? Maybe I did. I'm 27 and I've never dated or been in a relationship. I mean, same. Like, I don't think that flings count as dating or relationships. Like, flings with friends. That sounds a bit weird to say, but yeah, it's possible. Just so you know, it's possible. Yeah. It was more like experimenting than anything. In true chaos by fashion. Also, dysphoria galore. But that was never a real issue. Like, yeah, the only issue, I think, for me personally, as someone who is neurodivergent, was that I had to be under the influence of something. Not alcohol, because I don't drink, but I had to be under the influence of something. Otherwise, I just would not be able to do anything. The stress would just get to me. I don't know exactly what that makes of the people I was with, but what I can say is that it was all very consensual, so. And I remember everything and don't regret anything, so yeah. And everyone was an adult. That's also very important. I think the only time I was with someone younger was they were 1 year younger than me. Because I don't really feel any attraction towards people like much older or much younger than me. Like, my age range is where I feel the most attraction. Like, I can find someone pretty or something, but yeah, that's one thing. And also my drive, so to speak, isn't the highest. So yeah, there's that. A bit oversharing, I suppose. But I think not too much. I mean, it's just something that's bound to come up at some point, and yeah, I'm not looking. I just get fed up when people start saying that it's unusual and all that stuff. I've said that before, but I just want to be at peace. I just want to be at peace. I don't want the drama. I don't want, maybe I'm just surrounded by bad examples. I mean, I know of a couple of examples that aren't bad, like in my surroundings, but in general, it's just not for me. Not at this point in time, anyway. Like I said in one of my other videos, I would have to go to therapy and actually face my demons and find a way to, become more stable, if that makes sense. To even consider that. Like, yeah. I haven't been feeling very well, unrelated to that. Obviously. It's just not getting any luck with the publishers and the job hunt and all that stuff. Yeah, it's at least I don't have to pay rent, and we don't have to pay rent in general. Like, the house is my grandma's, so that's not something that bothers us. What bothers me the most at the moment is not being able to pay for tuition. I don't know what I will do. But I'll have to do something. Because they just won't get the books and publish them. Well, speaking of books, and changing the subject, because I don't want to come here and be a bummer. Like, I want this to be relaxed and stuff. So I got this book. It's called The Night Circus. It's an international bestseller, which tells me absolutely nothing about the quality of the book itself, but some reviews were good. It's a pocket edition. The size, it's a pocket edition. multimedia artist who describes her work as fairy tales in one way or another. She lives in Massachusetts. Yay, good for her. I'm so tired of Random House. Because most publishers in this country are affiliated to the Random House, the Penguin thing. Like, they have the monopoly. Of all the books. And yeah. Yeah. Sounds like fun. Unlike the other one that I didn't finish reading by Ari Kunzru. I'm so sorry, Mr. Kunzru, if you come across this for some ungodly reason, but yeah, I did not like the Blue Ruin. It fell short of my expectations. I'm so sorry. What is this? Yeah, I also have Howl's Moving Castle that I haven't finished yet. What is this? Oh, I know what it is. It's an actual bookmark. Where is it? There you go. Like, see? It's a bookmark. Let's put that there. And this one there. Paperweight turtle. Oh, I also have the Last Wish from the Witcher series that my friend gave me a while back, and I never finished it either because I was busy doing other things, not because the book is boring, which could be the case, but it's not. And get the scissors out. Why is it so long already? Yeah, I'm not feeling very well. The breathing did help though. I will say that. And yeah, this week there will be another meeting, which I'm clearly ecstatic about. And well, I have a story. It's a weird one. But as I was leafing through the German book, German stories, Northern Europe stories, Grimm's Brothers stories, not Grimm Brothers stories, folklore collected by the Grimm's Brothers stories. Yeah, I found one that I remembered being very strange, and then I was thinking about it, and yeah, I realized that I liked it for a reason. And it just so happened to come right after I've said before that I write some fan fiction and stuff, right? And when you put that kind of stuff out there, you're exposing yourself to, rude people who will comment rude things under your stuff, which is wild to me, frankly, especially if the work is tagged properly, as was the case of this one. And like the only time I complained about some work of fiction was when something was wildly popular and it was wildly untagged and wildly misleading and everyone was recommending it, and I started reading it and got triggered basically because it was extremely triggering and everyone was defending this thing. It was basically like watching a bunch of people defend Colleen Hoover's take on romance. Yeah. Only that it was directed at me because I was the only one saying it publicly, even though I knew that more people thought the same. They just didn't say it publicly. I was the dumbass who did so because I don't like to talk behind people's backs, and I thought it was valid criticism to say, yo, you're free to write whatever the hell you want, just tag it and warn for it properly. But yeah, that led to a whole spectacle, and yeah, that's the reason why I became a joke, basically. Not that I wasn't one already, but that turned me into a joke. And like again, I'm not saying that the person didn't have the right to write that. I'm just saying that it was all misleading, and I think it was purposeful, because then the story apparently changed and they added a frankly hilarious tag, and I was just like, yeah, you know exactly what you're doing. But anyone criticizing that was a hater. Yeah. It's like those book talk things, those book talk people who become extremely popular and everyone who criticizes them is a hater. Like, I suppose that must have happened when Colleen Hoover got extremely popular on TikTok. It's kind of the same thing. But yeah, in my case, this thing was tagged, warned for multiple times, and someone still felt the need to go and leave hate under the story, saying that warning for something didn't make it less offensive. Like, excuse you, it's warned for, you clicked it because you wanted to. The entitlement is showing, please leave. And the weirdest thing is that this person had been reading some of my other stuff and seemingly liked it. But then I showed this hate message to a friend, and my friend said, oh, okay, from this username and this profile picture, yeah, it's not a surprise that this person would be hateful and an asshole. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, not cool, but And the weirdest thing is that message was yesterday, the exact date. The story turned 4 years old. And apparently the offensive thing was that it was full of terrible jokes about Christianity and religion, the Christian religion. But here's the thing, I am Roman Catholic, I am a Christian, I was raised like that. It wasn't like extreme, but there is a good deal of trauma there, because we, whether we like it or not, whether our families are fanatics or not, we grow up hearing that we're going to hell, and that if we don't pray every day we'll go to hell, and all that stuff. That to a child is just, yeah, awful. And when you're queer, you're just like, yeah, well, I'm doomed, basically. So when someone who is, a Christian makes jokes about it, it's punching up, right? If I was, and there's also the fact that nobody has been prosecuted or discriminated against for being Roman Catholic for like a very long time. It's not the same as other religions. So, and this person was making a false comparison with, I'm not going to say what, but yeah, it was just very bizarre and entitled and rude, and I blocked. But then I was thinking, because the name was familiar, and then I looked into my inbox and there it was. And I was like, what the hell is your problem? And then I sent them a message on another comment that they'd left, which had nothing to do with the story itself. I mean, it did, but not really. And I just gave them a piece of my mind in the most polite way possible. Like, if someone doesn't ask for constructive criticism, as they like to call it, then don't give it. If something is tagged, you don't go in there to leave the person hate, because that will only make people less likely to tag things and trigger people who might actually be triggered by the thing that you're just being spiteful about, because your moral superior compass was triggered by the existence of that, and things will keep existing whether we like it or not. Like, if things are tagged, I just avoid it. I was here at the time when there were no tags, and then there was no way of filtering things. And what people did was they would put a line of text at the top of the work or something, warning for what you were about to read. And that was enough. If you read something and it triggered you or it wasn't for you, then it was your fault, because there was a warning there. I honestly don't know. Since when don't like, don't read became not enough for these people, generally. Let me pause a second. Okay. Oh, let me pause again. Ooh. There we go. Okay. So, I was just stretching my legs because it's warm in bed, but and it's more comfortable than on the chair, but yeah, it starts hurting after a while if you have your legs crossed for too long. Yeah. So, vent over. I am sorry about it. I just needed to put that out there. Like, I think it's important. You're looking at my jumper situation. I sleep in this. It's not something I take outside because it's from a university I never went to. It was just a hand-me-down. Or was it from a thrift shop? I'm not sure. Yeah, whatever, man. Honestly, I don't know what it was. I just use it to sleep. Yeah, but what I was saying was that I think it's important to, practice, I wouldn't say kindness, but basic courtesy. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything. That's... And if things are tagged, then what's the problem? Generally, what is the problem? There is no problem. You are creating problems because your life lacks problems, it seems. Yeah, I have the right to make as many jokes about Christianity as I want. Especially in fandom contexts. And especially if it's soul tagged. So if the person doesn't want to see those things, just unfollow me or block me or something, like, or block the tag, I don't know. It's just so weird to me, honestly. I've never left a hate comment in my life. The only time I criticized something was not even the content itself. Like, even though I was triggered, yes, I was triggered, very triggered by it, because everyone was recommending it and it was making the rounds, and it was basically everyone saying, oh, well, what are you doing with your life if you didn't read this? And I was younger and I was dumber and I was naive. So I started reading. The first thing I noticed was that it was not the writing style that I prefer. But I was willing to look past that. But then I kept reading and it was just not it. And I kept going and was like, if everyone likes it, then there must be something good about it, right? Yeah, no, there wasn't. Not for me anyway. There wasn't. I did not like it. One bit. And my only problem with it was really that it wasn't tagged. And the defenders of that thing really were trying to harp on about how physical books don't come with warnings and stuff. And I'm like, I am a literature major. Are you aware of something called a book review? It's a genre that's been around for a very long time. I don't read books without reading reviews first. Even the Night Circus, I read reviews and stuff about it. And reviews normally talk about the themes in the story, right? And if there's something darker in the story, then people will point it out, right? So what kind of argument is that? I don't know. And I don't care at this point. Yeah, it's just venting. I'm sorry. I really don't want to be that kind of person. For tomorrow, I think I will be reading the relaxed sleep story kind of thing that I wrote, and hope that it's alright. It's my first attempt at something like this. I just aimed for something relaxed, and I hope that my voice isn't awful, and that I'm able to read it and edit some sort of video to post. And that it, fits the genre and is not bad. I don't know. At this point, I don't know anything. Honestly, I'm just tired. I'm tired. But stories really do have a good effect on me. What was the title? Let me see. Check. Oh, yes, the Three Ravens. The Three Ravens. It's a Brothers Grimm story. I saw it in that book, but I will not be reading from the book because that would be a copyright violation. But retelling it from memory is not. So yeah, this story goes like this. So, once upon a time, there lived a couple who had 7 sons. And they were very sad because they also wanted to have a daughter. And so the wife became pregnant once more, and they were very hopeful that time. And to their great joy, it was a girl. But this girl was very weak and sickly, and they thought that maybe she wouldn't make it. So they sent their 7 sons to the river in the village to get some water for a quick baptism in case something happened. But the boys, being young, they took longer than expected because all of them wanted to be the ones to carry the water for the baptism. And the parents were starting to get impatient and worried that the child would pass away without being baptized. And so the father was very, very angry, and he screamed into the skies, "Oh, those boys, they must be wasting time playing some game. Oh, I wish they would all turn into ravens." And suddenly, poof, his house was invaded by 7 crows. 7 ravens. Sorry, 7 ravens. It's not the same thing. The house was invaded by 7 ravens. And they were very shocked by it, but they told nobody about the curse, though it was very obvious what had happened because some of the neighbors had heard. And what happened was that the child was baptized with the water that the brothers had in their wings, and they disappeared and went to live in a glass mountain. And the girl ended up growing up strong and healthy, but she didn't know that she'd had brothers. And the parents were very embarrassed and saddened by what had happened, which was the father's fault to begin with, and didn't tell her. But as she grew older, the girl heard the people in the village say, "Oh, that poor little girl. If only she knew that she's only here because of the curse placed upon her brothers." Which was not exactly the truth, but you know how it is. People in villages, they speak what they want. And so, upon hearing that, the girl confronted her parents and asked if it was true, if she'd had brothers, and if they'd been cursed. And so the parents finally told her that when she was born, they were taking a bit longer, and some things were said that shouldn't have been said, and the brothers were turned into ravens. And she was very distraught about it, and decided that she would find her brothers and break them free of their curses. And so off she went, and with her she only took a bit of water, a loaf of bread, a little stool, and a ring that she took from her parents as a memento. And off she went to find her brothers. And she went on and on into the world, and she was willing to go to the end of the earth to find this glass mountain. At first she went straight to the sun, and found that the sun was an evil entity who ate children. And the sun said, "I smell the flesh of men." And so she ran and ran and ran. And so she found the moon. The moon was cold and bitter, and she ran away from the moon as well, until she found the stars, and found that the stars were very friendly and nice, and each of them was sat in its own little chair. And so the stars told her all about her brothers and how they lived in the glass mountain and were the lords of the glass mountain. And one of them gave her a little cloth which contained a key that unlocked the glass mountain, and told her that she needed that in order to open the door to the glass mountain. And so she went to the glass mountain at last, after going to the end of the earth. And at the end of the earth she found a glass mountain. But when she opened the cloth, she realized that she'd lost the key that was inside. The key that the stars had given her to open the glass mountain. And she was very distraught and thought, oh my, what should I do now? And so what she did was she cut off a pinky finger and used that as a key. And the door was unlocked. And so she was met by a dwarf who was the butler of the ravens, the brothers, and asked her, "Why you, my child? What do you want from this place, so far away from everything?" And she said that she was looking for the ravens, and that they were her brothers, and that she wanted to speak to them. And the dwarf said, "The raven lords have left, but they should return soon enough." So she said, I will wait then. And as she waited, dinner was served to the Raven brothers. It 7 little plates, 7 little glasses were placed on a table for each of them, and the little sister went and took a morsel and took a sip of each of the plates and cups, and in the last cup she put the ring that she'd taken with her. And then when she heard the rustle of wings, she knew that the ravens had returned, and she hid. And they noticed that there was food missing from the plates and drink missing from their little glasses. And so they asked, there's a strange smell in here. Who has been eating from our plates and drinking from our glasses? Until the last one noticed the ring and recognized it as the ring belonging to their parents. And so he realized that it must have been the sister. And so he said, if our sister is here, our curse will be lifted and we will be free. And so she went out of the place where she was hiding, and presented herself in front of her brothers. Were very happy to see her, and all were free of their curse. And they lived happily ever after. The end. It's a strange story, isn't it? It's very strange. I think the main takeaway from this is that you shouldn't say things without meaning them. Like the father, when he said that all of them should turn into ravens, and then they actually did. Yeah, we shouldn't say things without meaning them. Like harsh things may strike harder than we intend them to. And there's also the idea of someone who wanted to make things right so much that they willingly cut off one finger to open a door, and went to the end of the world, found the evil sun and the bitter moon. Yeah, there's also that level, I suppose, that something that seems nice may not be, which is the case of the sun and the moon and the stars, which are so far away and mysterious. Were the ones who try to help. It's a strange story. It has a dreamlike quality to it, doesn't it? It's kind of like gives you the Alice in Wonderland kind of energy, so to speak. You know, it's odd. It's a very strange tale. And when I was reading it, I was like, this is the one. And then I thought about why this particular one was striking me so much, and I was like, oh, well, maybe it's because of that message that I got. Yikes. But yeah, this was the story for today. It was a Grimm's Brother story, not one of my grandma's stories. I still have some that I didn't translate yet. But I hope that this one was also interesting. Yeah. The 7 ravens. What else? Yeah, I just hope that last week was good for you, and that yesterday was also good for you. You know, and that's all. That's all I ever wish for. Truly. Thanks for being here. Like, I never even expected my friend to randomly find my channel. I mean, I guess it was bound to happen since I used this channel to post something which is copyrighted, but I left it up since the channel is not monetized, and even if it was, I would not mind that thing being there, really. Yeah. I also had another thing, because someone was saying that one of the German tales, the Grimm's brothers stories, was reminiscent of Buddhism, and I thought it was interesting because that might be due to contact, like between peoples. Right. I really don't want this to get to 1 hour. Come on. And I might look into like tales from there. But the only thing that I really could think of was the story of the three warlords from Japan, which is like a rhyme kind of thing that children learn about. Look, it's Frankie. It's Frankie. Frankie, can you hear him? Yeah, it's Frankie. It's a rhyme that children learn about ways of behaving in life, and especially in the martial arts contexts. It's the story of Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu. And the story goes that the three of them have different approaches to life, and this was illustrated by the possibly fake tale, but something that illustrated the way they behaved and thought. So Oda Nobunaga, when asked, the story is, God, because I'm seeing the time pass, and I really don't want this to be 1 hour long. Come on, I'm not. Come on, okay, it's fine. Nobody cares. But it's the story of the bird. Like, what would you do if the bird wouldn't sing? So Oda Nobunaga says, "Naku nara koroshite mae ototogi su." Toyotomi Hideyoshi says, "Naku nara nakashite miseo hototogi su." And Tokugawa Ieyasu says, "Naku nara naku made mato hototogi su." And translated, that means, if the bird that Nobunaga said, if the bird doesn't sing, kill it. Toyotomi says, if the bird doesn't sing, make it sing. And Tokugawa says, if the bird doesn't sing, wait for it to sing. It just illustrates the way they all thought. This is 1 hour long of nothing. Of absolutely nothing. Of me venting a little, I guess. not in a spectacle kind of way, I hope. I'm always so scared of that. I have accepted that I am aesthetically challenged, as one creator likes to call people. But I don't want to be a spectacle. I really just want to be here and use this as therapy and stuff. Yeah. This has been all. This has been way more than enough. Thank you so much for being here. If you made it this far, wow, thanks. Really, wow. You deserve an award of patience or whatever the hell. Honestly, thanks. And I will record the other thing and maybe post it as a separate thing from the vlogs instead of tomorrow's vlog. Like still do the vlog, but have that as well as a separate thing, because why not? This is wack. Anyway, I hope that your weekend goes well. Thank you again, and I will be back. That's a threat. Bye bye.